Wow, that's a saturated thing. Wait a minute. Okay. Hi guys. It's Tired Andy on your screen again. And today I think I will read the third chapter of my Zodiac fic, and hope you guys enjoy. This should be fun. The third chapter is through Patton's perspective. Let's go. Had it hurt Patton that his best friend didn't want to confide in him? Sure. Would he let that make him mad at Virgil? No sir, never. Even more so when he hadn't exactly confided in him either. Going to bed the night before, Patton looked out his window to see the world outside. My face looks white! Oh my god, chill! Please chill! The light, please chill! Oh my god. Okay, better, I think. And I'm hot. Oh, frick. Okay. Where he lived, the sky was usually very clear and you could always see the stars at night. It was Patton's favorite part of the day, aside from any other when he was with either Logan, Roman, or Virgil. He could just sit on his bed and watch the sky for hours like that. Except for that time. Because, well, it wasn't natural to see fire burning in the sky now, was it? Fire couldn't be up there in the sky like that. There was just too many wrongs there. When Virgil was the most skeptical person Patton knew. Going to him and telling him about the experience would just make the boy go, Patton, I'm pretty sure... No, wait, I need to make a voice. Patton, I'm pretty sure it was just your imagination. You do have a pretty vivid one. That's not a good voice, but we'll move on. And that wasn't wrong in itself, but in that context, it would make Patton feel invalid. He was sure that he wouldn't actually beat Virgil's intentions, but it would happen. So when Virgil had told him he needed to work out a couple of things first, all Patton could say was, that's understandable, because to be fair, he needed to do the same. I'll tell you about it, Pat. Virgil had ruffled Patton's hair gently, I promise. Patton knew that Virgil was used to him initializing contact first and never complained, but for him to touch Patton without any invitation was not new, but rare. It meant that he wanted to reassure Patton of something serious. No need to force yourself, kiddo, Patton had replied, straightening up his posture. Just know that I'll be here for whatever. I would never dare forget that. Virgil smiled a little, yet Patton could tell it was more out of gratitude than genuine happiness. Getting to their street, they said goodbyes to each other before going to different sidewalks, going inside their respective homes. Patton's mom greeted him from the kitchen, already preparing dinner. He walked over to her, gave her a kiss on the cheek, as well as a big old hug. Then he proceeded to go upstairs to his room. It was unusual of him to want to be alone. At that moment, though, he wasn't sure he'd be able to be so happy and bubbly around other people. The sky was light blue outside, and the sun was just starting to set. Patton didn't want night to fall. He got afraid of that fire the same way he always gets scared when he sees spiders. He closed the curtains on the window and jumped to his desk. He had some fun with the desk chair, which turns a full 360 degrees, and then thought about talking to someone. Opening his laptop, Patton went straight to Facebook. Who uses Facebook anymore? At least my age, no one I know my age uses Facebook anymore. Whatever, let's continue. The person he wanted to talk to was online, and he took a deep breath before clicking on their name. Hello? He sent when the chat opened. Yes, Patton? Logan replied in a matter of seconds. Fire in the sky, burning up there. That's impossible, right? Patton's finger hovered over the enter key as he stared at his message for a long while. Logan didn't send any more messages as Patton pondered. Logan wasn't cruel. He just wouldn't stop talking to Patton for asking that, would he? It was a stupid question, but Logan could handle it, right? Patton decided not to overthink it. He'd get very sad if he did so for too long. After maybe 2 minutes of pondering over the matter, he finally pressed enter. 2 minutes is already a long time, Patton. But okay. 3 dots appeared on the chat, indicating that Logan was typing on his own computer. And whatever he had said was long because the dots took more than just a few seconds to disappear from view. It is possible, Patton. If you have if you have a human up there, maybe in an airplane or any sort of flying mobile, with heat and any objects to fuel it with. It is how rockets are propelled to leave our atmosphere to reach outer space. We have enough oxygen in the sky for it, or else we would not be able to breathe at this precise moment. Why do you ask? Wait to reassure your friend, Logan. Staring at the screen, Patton sighed. He had phrased the question wrong, or he just needed to add a few things, like the part without anyone having set fire. But at that point, he had lost the courage to ask entirely. Just read something, Lo, Patton said, wanted to be sure if it was right. Well, I appreciate I am your source for these type of things. Thanks, Lo. And with that, Patton logged out. If Logan had anything else to ask, he didn't want to answer it. Not in that moment. He also wouldn't have gotten the chance, even if he did want to. His mother called him downstairs not a full minute later. Coming, Patton shouted before running down the stairs. She told him a friend from school came to visit right before she had to leave for work. Patton was barely turning left on the hallway. Yes, Andy, he's in a highway to get to the living room when she closed the door. And he didn't know who he was expecting there. Maybe Roman, Logan, or Virgil. He was friendly with a lot of kids at school, but who he saw sitting on the couch was not someone he had seen in school before. Yet he might as well have, because he pretty much looked like Roman and Logan and Virgil and himself. Patton positioned himself in front of the stranger, unsure of how to proceed. In turn, the boy sitting down stood up and extended his hand towards Patton for a handshake. Hey, I'm Thomas, and I have a lot to tell you. Alright, but how exactly do you know me? Patton questioned, hesitantly returning the handshake. The boy was unfamiliar, someone he had never met, much less spoken to before. Patton was vaguely aware of the fact that he should have probably have kicked him out at this point, but he was also wary of doing it. He didn't like being rude or violent towards people. Long story, Thomas sighed, but I can get to it if you really want to know. Patton nodded, sitting on the couch. Yes, I do. His guest sat back down and closed his eyes for a moment. Alright, he opened them again. You know what the Zodiacs are, right? The signs? Yeah. Patton furrowed his eyebrows, not sure what that had to do with anything. They used to be entities, powerful gods of sorts, very long ago. Patton started with a slightly different voice. Patton thought he sounded like a fairy tale narrator. And they guided the spirits of the dead to either hell or heaven. That was their sole purpose, what they were born for. And when they died, well, their souls were transferred to unborn children, and those who died, once those died, the cycle repeated. His voice changed back. So what I'm trying to say is, you are one of the Zodiac, you have one of their souls, and I kind of need to find the others with your help. That just a bomb to unload on someone, right? Like, the only way that I saw this plot going is if Thomas literally went to Patton, because Patton is the more innocent, less suspicious, skeptical character. So he wouldn't like just outright dismiss it, but Roman, Logan, and Virgil would all just like, the only way I saw this plot progressing was with Patton knowing it all first. So, yeah. There was a moment of silence which Patton used to process the words that had just been said to him, and unlike any of his close friends, he did not have the natural instinct to distrust people or doubt the information they gave out. So he figured, why couldn't what Thomas said be true? He decided he wanted to at least listen to him. I have some questions, the boy nodded before saying. Fire away. Which Zodiac am I? His guest played with his bottom lip for a minute. I'm still trying to work that out. Why don't you know? Patton cocked his head to decide. He figured if Thomas knew everything else, there was something wrong with the last transfer of souls. Thomas replied with a sigh. I'm usually the one who keeps track of everything, but for some reason this time I couldn't. And I am having a lot of difficulty trying to find all of you, and it is frustrating. The only thing reassuring me right now that you are one of the Zodiac is the fact that you have the aura. The aura? This sounded a lot like fantasy stuff to him, the type of books he usually got from Logan to read. Not that he didn't enjoy it. kind of difficult to explain, but it's your imprint. Thomas tried to explain. Kind of like a thumbprint, but in your body shape. I can't say I understand that. Patton furrowed his eyebrows. I barely understand it myself, buddy. We're in this together. Any more questions? Are you a Zodiac? He continued. Yes, Thomas nodded. I have a Taurus's soul. Patton stopped for a second. He'd asked everything he wanted to know, mostly, except for one question, and it was probably the one that freaked him out the most. Why do we look alike? He spoke after a moment of silence. Yes. Well, the original Zodiac were siblings. Twins. Not twins. That's, well, I don't know the word for, like, twins that are in 12s. Sorry. As Thomas spoke, Patton let that sink in. 12 twins? His guest noticed the wary expression and continued. Yes, all 12 of them. There was some magic involved. It doesn't really matter right now. When one soul gets a face, the others get the same face as well. It's easy. It makes it easier for me to find everyone. Why you? Patton inquired. Thomas waved it off, his face looking like that of an exhausted man. Long story. It's for another day. Okay, Patton bit his own lip, unsure if he wanted to say the next part. It took him less than 2 minutes to decide that there was no harm. But if you were all supposed to look alike, I think I can tell you where 3 of the other Zodiacs are. And that's where it ended. I'm just reading these chapters again is just giving me major nostalgia. Because I had this idea for an original story, as I already said on the first video of the first chapter, or me reading the first chapter. And when I adapted this to a Sender Sides fanfic, I just had a lot of fun, and I managed to expand on the story a lot more for the fanfic than for my actual original idea. And I think it just works so well with the sides because like everyone looks the same, and it's just something that clicked, you know. And then I of course there aren't 12 sides, so I had to I used Remy, I used Emil, I think, and Joan's character in Cartoon Therapy, Elliot, and also my OCs with Aiden, Artistiac on Tumblr, and it's just so much fun. And when I put one of my OCs with Aiden, Jealousy, he has a bigger part in the story, and he's an edgy teen, like he's the edgiest of teens. And I remember people asking me how did Thomas get Jealousy on board, and I'm like, that's for later. And we still haven't gotten to later because there's 8 chapters, and I haven't got to that part yet. But I remember that I really liked writing this story, and it's been in hiatus for a long time, like I think since last year actually, and I feel bad. I feel bad for all the people that were actually enjoying the story and that wanted more, and I just never gave it to them, and I'm sorry. It's just that I started like a billion and other fics, and I lost motivation to write this one. But now reading them again, like for the video, it's giving me a little bit of the motivation back, and I want to get back into this fic. It's just such a complicated plot. Like in my head, I have most of it built already, but it's a long thing, and it has flashbacks with the Zodiacs, the original Zodiacs, and them explaining things to the current Zodiacs, and it's just, oh, what a messy story. I don't know, I just decided to throw it out there, but I did, and it's there, and people enjoyed it, and I need to continue this. Like, I will regret for the rest of my life if I never continue this. Like, at least get into more details about the plot and whatever. Just, being a writer is difficult, okay? It's a clusterfuck of ideas and emotions and loss of motivation and whatever. Like, maybe I can do a video about the struggles of writers one day. Like, at least I'm not a published writer, but I know how frustrating it is to try and write. So there's that. I hope you guys enjoyed this chapter in this video, and if you want me to continue this, I will probably continue this if you want to or not, but if you want more, just let me know in the comments down below, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to spread love. See you in the next video.